Hello guys, welcome back to our channel BioLab, and this is VAMSI. In today's lecture we will be continuing about locomotion, and we will be starting about the movement in invertebrates. This will be the topic which we will be covering today. If we have time we will move on to muscles also, introduction to muscles, then we will end our session. Yes, today's session would be a feel free session. You can just chill in today's session. You have to just only write some points which I'll be saying, so those are enough. Let's start with movement in invertebrates. Today's session will be that. So starting with invertebrates, not in invertebrates but in vertebrates. What are the locomotor structures generally we are vertebrates, we have muscles, but in invertebrates they do not have muscles, but they have some specialized other organs or other tissues in order to perform this movement, in order to perform the function of movement and locomotion especially. So those organs we will be learning today. As I said, there is no notes which I will be providing for locomotion, since I'm not able to prepare the notes, I'm not able to type the notes. So I'll be sharing you the lecture notes, so that is why I have shifted to this type, the previous one only, since I can turn on pages in order to give you more information. Yes, let me add just one more page. 1 2 3. Yes, enough. Now let's move on, let's continue. Movement in invertebrates. See, let's take the first invertebrate which we are seeing today is about Hydra. All of you know Hydra. Yes, it is our best friend which is coming from our lower classes. Hydra, how can I forget that one? Hydra. Yes, this is a water animal, generally lives in water, and it is a sedentary animal. It is a sedentary animal. Please remember this word, sedentary. A little later I'll be telling you the meaning of this sedentary animal. Sedentary animal means its base is fixed to the substratum. If this is Hydra, think for some time which the structure I am drawing here is Hydra. It is the base. The Hydra is fixed to the substratum. See, this is Hydra, this is substratum. It is fixed like this. It doesn't move, but it can woggle up means, 1 minute, it can wiggle woggle like that thing. It is a sedentary animal. Its base is fixed onto the substratum. Okay, Hydra is a sedentary animal. Please remember that word sedentary. We will be using in animal diversity too. Okay, this instead of longitudinal muscle contractions, see, muscle processes, let's say, instead of longitudinal and circular muscle contractions, these Hydra have some specialized epithelial tissues in order to perform the functions of motion, locomotion. They have this let's change the color. They have the presence of specialized epithelial cells. They have the presence of specialized epithelial cells in order to perform the functions of movement. Okay, this is about Hydra. Hydra is a sedentary animal. Okay, let me draw the diagram while referring the notes. You can, okay, this is meant by sedentary. You can get like that. Yes, see this. This is the organism. and this is the substratum. I am writing it substratum. SBS means substratum, yellow one is the Hydra. This is the base. No need to write the base, I think. Yes, the place won't be sufficient. Let's just make it small. Yes, this is the substratum, this is the Hydra, this is the base of the Hydra. See how base is fixed onto the substratum. So this is meant by sedentary. This is meant by sedentary. Hope while revising the notes this diagram might help you. So I am drawing it. Yes, this is meant by a sedentary organism. Hope you got it. They have some specialized epithelial cells in order to perform the function of movement. Now they have specialized epithelial cells. Okay, but how these cells perform various movements? We have muscles, we perform movements like walking, running, jogging, and etc. In order to move from one place to other place, we follow some of the particular actions. But how this Hydra performs these actions? Let's see now. There are totally 4 types of movement which Hydra shows. Totally 4 types of movement. Let us discuss one by one. Hydra exhibits 4 types of movements. They are four types of movements. First one is somersault movement. Now the first movement which Hydra shows is somersault movement. Now what is this somersault movement? See, Hydra, in order to move from one place to other place or to capture its food, to capture its prey, it has tentacles. What are tentacles? See, tentacles are the specialized structures like our hands and arms, which we use to grab the things, which we use to eat, which we use to do some actions. Like that only Hydra is also having tentacles. Let me try to show you those tentacles. This is the Hydra. See, these are the tentacles. See these outgrowths. These are the tentacles. Hope you are getting what I am saying. These are the tentacles. With the help of these tentacles, Hydra shows circular movement. Hydra shows circular movements. It shows circular movements like this. See, Hydra shows circular movements in this manner. Okay, got it. Now these circular movements which Hydra shows with the help of tentacles are called as somersault movement, somersault type of movement. So what is the somersault type of movement? Hydra moves with the help of tentacles uh, circularly. It is basically a circular motion. Now let me show you the diagrammatic representation of this motion. So I'll draw the diagram and then come to you back. Yes, I try to do my level best. So see this. This is the movement how Hydra shows in the somersault movement. What is this happening here? See this Hydra. It is sedentary animal. It is base fixed. It cannot move. So in order to move, what this Hydra does is it bends its tentacles. Let me try to show you. See, if this is the Hydra, these are the tentacles of the Hydra. It bends its body in order to attach its tentacles, mouth part, to the mouth part. This is the substratum. This is the Hydra. Mouth part is attached to the substratum, and now it comes like this. See this here. This is substratum. This mouth part, tentacles part, is attached to the substratum here. But whereas coming to the next step, what it does is it is reversed. It is reversed. It is inverted. The inverted Hydra is formed here. See, mouth is attached to the substratum, but here not mouth. The opposite end is attached to the substratum. Here mouth is attached to the substratum. Okay, are you getting it? Now after moving a little distance like this, it has to again get back into its original position. That is why this Hydra again bends. Now it has completed one circle. It has completed half circle. Now full it is completed like this. Now what it does this? Now as the tentacles are downwards, the mouth part is downwards, it bends. It tries to bend the opposite body to the tentacles like this. See, now think this is the opposite body. This is the mouth part, tentacles. Again it bends like this. It again comes upright like this. So see these steps. Now again mouth part, same step is repeated here. Same step is repeated here. Now again it comes back into its original position. This movement in Hydra is called as somersault movement. Okay, now let's see the second type of movement in Hydra, which is exactly similar. So now let's move on to the looping movements shown by Hydra. These looping movements are similar to that of the somersault movement, but there is a little difference between them. Let's see what is that difference. Here, in order to move similar it is similar to that of the somersault movement. But here Hydra forms incomplete circular loops. Incomplete circular loops. In the next page, the space is completed till here. In the next page, I will be showing how this happens. Okay, how this incomplete circular movement happens. In the next page, I will be showing. So see, the only difference between the somersault movement and this looping movement is only this stage. Only this one. Only this stage is the small difference between somersault movement and this looping movement. What happens in looping movement? First of all, In looping movement, what happens is the hydra is attached to the substratum. It bends as compared to the as similar to the somersault movement. It attaches its mouth to the substratum, but here it does not get inverted. Hydra doesn't get inverted. When it is attached to the substratum, it pulls the back body part. See this, like this. It pulls, it becomes upright. It bends, pulls, upright. Bends, pulls, upright. Like this, loops are formed by the hydra in order to move. So that is why it is called as looping movement. Only this stage is the difference between the somersault movement and this looping movement. Okay, please remember this. Now, here is an interesting movement shown by hydra. What? Page completed. 1 minute. Let's make this image small. Okay, now do not confuse between this one and this one which I am writing now. Now the third movement shown by hydra is walking movement. Yes, hydra shows walking movement. You can ask, but how this shows walking movement? It does not have muscles in order to perform this. Yes, hydra uses its tentacles to walk. Hydra uses its tentacles to walk. See what happens. This is the hydra. These are the tentacles. It bends. It bends. Here it neither pulls its body, its back body part, neither gets inverted, but it walks using these tentacles. I am very bad at digital art. Never mind it. Being inverted, the hydra walks. See this, hydra bends, inverted, walking. That's it. Wherever it finds its suitable substratum, it sits there and it again gets back to its original position. So what we have to write, we no need to draw the diagram, just remember it. Walks using its tentacles being inverted. By being inverted, it walks. Now the last movement which is shown by hydra is floating movement. This is very simple movement. There is nothing big in this movement, floating movement. See, hydra is attached to the substratum. So in order to float, it has to detach itself from the substratum. To detach, it is a sedentary animal. It cannot detach itself without any particular mechanism. So in order to detach itself from the mechanism, it releases an air bubble at the bottom of the organism where the substratum is attached. Now air bubble is released. Now this hydra can be made freed from the substratum. Now what it does, it floats passively on the water currents. So what we have to write here, it floats on water by detaching using air bubble. Okay, detaches itself using air bubble. 1 minute, let me show you. That is not air bubble. It detaches itself using air bubble. Okay, this is the floating movement shown by hydra, and these are the 4 movements shown by hydra. Now we will be moving on to the second invertebrate, in which we will be seeing the movement, that is Oh, sorry, we have much of space. Okay, now let's complete. Okay, let me just adjust it and then come back to you. I'll be adjusting it and then coming back to you. Okay, now let's start earthworm. The second animal which we will be seeing is earthworm. Farmer's best friend. These earthworms, unlike Hydra, have longitudinal and circular muscle processes. Okay, longitudinal and circular muscle processes. Now, with the help of these longitudinal and circular muscle processes, earthworm moves. That's it. There is nothing to discuss in earthworm. Unlike Hydra, that's what I said. Moves using longitudinal and circular muscle processes, and also with the help of cilia, cilia also help in the movement. Sorry, not cilia. Sorry. Cilia not. Setae. I forgot. Sorry. It is setae, not cilia. Remember the word. Let me write it with other color. Setae. I will be explaining you what are these setae. These setae are small leg-like structures. Let me show you. If this is the organism, earthworm. See, these are the setae. Yeah, earthworm is what? It is division. There are divisions in the body. So these highlighted ones are setae. These are setae. Remember that. Those are called setae. Okay, that is the movement shown by earthworm. It moves using the setae and also by longitudinal and circular muscle processes. Now, let's move on to the third organism which we will be discussing in this invertebrates. Sorry. It's not perfect. In which we will be discussing movement through muscles in addition to suckers. Oh, I did not leech. It's leech. Leech is another organism which is a parasite generally. This leech feeds on the blood of the human beings, and this moves through it. It is having muscles. It moves through muscles means it is not the form of muscles which we are having. They're having muscles means muscle processes. With the help of muscle processes as well as the suckers. As I said, it sucks the blood of the human beings. It is having suckers. Okay. Moves with the help of muscle processes or muscles simply and suckers. Muscles and suckers. Okay, this is the movement shown by leech, the third invertebrate which we are discussing. Now let's move on to an wonderful creation. Yeah, starfish. Have you ever seen a starfish? No. Oh, okay. I have also not seen a starfish. Leave it aside. We do not have anything related to it. It contains a special system called as a water vascular system. contains, okay, next page please. Contains water vascular system. It contains water vascular system. It is also called as ambulatory system. It is also called as ambulatory system. What is this water vascular system? The starfish is living in the oceans and the water bodies generally. Think this is starfish. It is onto the water body. Now it drinks water. Let's try. It is drinking water. It sucks in water, and then with force it applies pressure and pushes the water, or it allows the water with force in order to get out of its body, so that it can rise in its height. See this is applying force on water. Now with the water force it rises, and with the water force it moves. This is the water vascular system. The thing what water vascular system does is this simple mechanism. What it does is, that is the movement shown in invertebrates. Different invertebrates are showing different types of movements. This is not of much importance, no need to remember, it is very simple. So in the next lecture we will be seeing about muscles. So from there you have to make notes regularly until we complete the chapter. Not only 1-2 lectures, you have to make notes until we complete a chapter. I will also upload the notes of this lecture notes only. Same notes I will be uploading there. If you write it afterwards, there is no benefit. If you write with me, you will be getting some more important points which you can mention there. Since I cannot write whole thing which I have prepared on this board, right? So that is why you start writing your lecture notes also. It will be useful to you only. Okay, so this is VAMSI signing off from BioLab. Have a great day further.